CASA supports trained advocates for over 400 child abuse and neglect victims in North Idaho. Advocates investigate child protection cases, represent the child's best interest in court, and help find them a safe home with a forever family.
About 5 years ago with my first case, I had a sibling set of 3 kids. I got particularly close with the middle child. The one thing that really meant something to her was spending time with her grandfather and being able to get that first deer. She'd done her hunter safety. She'd taken all the steps she was supposed to take. That's when I knew, okay, this is what CASA's for. This is when you step up and you advocate for the child. And this is where you get to fight and be that mama bear. We got the okay for her to go hunting, and that was her first deer.
CASA stands for Court-Appointed Special Advocate. As officers of the court, they act as the eyes and ears of the court. CASAs meet with the children on their case and independently gather information from others who are involved in the child's life. The CASA then reports back to the court about the status of the case and the well-being of the child.
It's very important for many stakeholders to be investing in the CASA system. It's very important for the courts to be cognizant of the role that they play. It's very important for the state to realize that the funds that go to support the CASA system are absolutely critical to making sure that child victims have the resources they need.
You see the amount of children that are coming into care and the amount of the expense. It's just not funded, and having to raise 4/5 of it by fundraising, I just knew that my skill set as sitting on the board would be best utilized.
Through working a specific case, I saw what CASA did and how a big portion of CASA is a voluntary-based organization. I like the fact that it advocates on the part of the child. Being in law enforcement, I think there is a bigger picture. We go and investigate criminal law. By working with CASA, I can see the civil side of it, which helps me be a better detective.
In court, we are looking at what is truly in that child's best interest and what is best for that child moving forward. And without the input of the guardian ad litems and the CASA program, we would be at a distinct disadvantage as a judge because we would not have that perspective and could not make the very important decisions we make about how we move forward in making this child's life better.
I knew I didn't want to deal with the emotional pain of continuing to be a foster parent, but I wanted to serve as a CASA, and so that's how I got into the program. They were in need of a supervisor for the Sandpoint area, and so the rest is sort of history.
I recently was asked to take on the role of mentoring other advocates, which has provided a new challenge, but it's also been interesting for me to get a fresh perspective and just different ways of approaching things that I wouldn't hear if I were only doing this by myself.
Being a volunteer with Shoshone County CASA, I joined in a more official capacity and became the Shoshone County Supervisor. We were then able to open up an office in Shoshone County, which has been huge in creating awareness in our community. Since we've opened that office, we have more than tripled the number of advocates that we have helping all of our children in Shoshone County.
At the Health District, we work more prevention through our Nurse Family Partnership Program, through our Parents as Teacher program, all very collaborative with our other community partners in working to make this child's life set up to be successful.
My second case involved 2 children, 4 and 3 years old. And on my first visit, I didn't realize that the foster mom had told the girls that Mr. Al was coming out to visit, which I didn't realize when I walked in and said, "Hi, I'm Al Donnelly." And they said, "Mr. Owl, Mr. Owl." And I kept thinking, "No, it's Al." And they said, "No, Mr. Owl." And they want to know how come I was named after a bird. The big reward actually has come a little bit later. One of the visitations with the parents, the younger girl, the 3-year-old, spotted me from clear across this atrium and just came running toward me and threw her arms around my neck. Wonderful.
What makes it doable, reading those reports and knowing what's going on in our community, is the team of staff and supervisors and advocates that come in and out of this building every day, in and out of court every day, giving these children a voice and hope. I urge you to consider serving our community's children by becoming a CASA advocate. Our program needs you, our children need you. If advocacy is not for you, then please consider being a board member or a financial partner.
How I help child victims.
How I help the child victim.
How I help child victims.
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 How will you help child victims?